What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. You're watching Unbiased Magic Reviews, the place you come to for honest magic reviews. And today I've got a really special top 5 magic review for you guys. I'm taking a look at Michael Boden's top 5 mental card effects. And the reason I say that this is a really special top 5 review is because if you're a subscriber to the channel and you're watching this in the first week that I put this out, then you will be able to download the instructional videos for these effects because Michael Boden has given me permission to share these with you guys, which is great. So if you are a subscriber to the channel and you're watching this in the first couple of days, that's wonderful. I would urge you to send this video to any friends you have that are into magic. Tell them to subscribe to the channel and tell them to send it to 2 of their friends. Now, if you are watching this video several months down the line, you will be able to find some of these effects online because Michael Boden has shared some of this stuff on different places like hocuspocus.com and some forums, but you may not be able to hunt it all down. Now, you can reach out to me, although I make no promises. So this is the main reason why I tell you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so that way you don't miss out on reviews like this, where you can learn magic that you're definitely going to use for sure. Now, if you're not familiar with who Michael Boden is, he's a very prolific magic creator that has been into magic for over 60 years. He did trade shows for over 17 years. He was a manager in a magic store. He used to work behind the counter. He's been on live TV. He's performed in every setting that there is. And he's overall just a really great guy. And some of this stuff that I'm going to show you today, you're going to think to yourself, wow, this is stuff that most magic companies would charge you an arm and a leg for. Now, one of these effects that I hand selected here for you guys was the very first effect that I saw of Michael Boden's, and it completely knocked me out. It was just such a great visual prediction effect. It just blew me away. And this is from years ago. So anyway, let's start out with the top 5 review, and keep in mind that I hand-picked these effects out from Michael Boden's material. And so each and every one of these are stellar effects, and I'm sure that you're going to find at least one or many of these effects that you can add to your repertoire instantly, and they're all really just amazing. So I've organized this top 5 list in no particular order because each and every one of these are pure gold. I could easily place any one of these in the #1 position. So starting out with the first effect, this one is Michael Boden's variations on the invisible deck. So you're going to actually learn 3 variations. 2 of them are very simple to perform, and one of them is like intermediate level. We're going to start out with that one. Let's take a quick look at the demo of that one.
After the cards have been shuffled, the cards are fanned, and the spectator is asked to merely think of one of the cards that he sees within the fan. The cards are then re-squared, placed behind your back, and you're making the statement that I'm going to reverse one card in the pack. Hopefully the card that you might be thinking of. I've chosen one, turned it over, it's facing the opposite way. What card did you think of? They say the 5 of hearts. Then you ask them, well, did the 3 of hearts ever cross your mind? Because that was the first card I thought you might be thinking of. Luckily I didn't go for that because I did reverse a card further down in the pack right next to the 10 of clubs here. And you could have thought of any card, yet I went with my gut feeling, the 5 of hearts.
All right, so you guys took a look at the demo of the version that I would say is more intermediate level, and this can be done impromptu with any deck of cards that's available, which is great. I'm going to show you now the second variation, which has a very minor prep, although again, it's very basic, very simple to perform, and you're going to really enjoy it. It does use your phone. You're going to make a video on your phone to have the spectator stop you somewhere on a card, but it feels very fair. Let's take a quick look at that one.
After starting up a video from my cell phone of myself shuffling a deck of playing cards, I show the spectator how to use the pause button at the bottom of the screen to stop the action in mid-frame. So as I shuffle the cards in a face-up fashion like this, they can pause the video anytime they wish. It doesn't really matter. The video is about 25 seconds long, so it's a long shuffle. They have plenty of time to stop any time. They could have stopped here at the Ace of Hearts or the King of Clubs. A lot of times they'll get a couple of cards in one shot, but they can choose whatever card they stopped at. And it's a very fair way for them to select the card. So they have stopped the video on a playing card. Now watch what happens. Say they stopped it at the Seven of Hearts, for example. Cards are taken from your pocket. The cards are fanned in front of them. And right in between, there it is. There's one card reversed in the fan. And they could have stopped at any card in the video. They said the Seven of Hearts is where they stopped it at. And of course, you're always right. The Seven of Hearts.
All right, so that was the second version, and I really like how Michael Boden has streamlined that, where you can do like an invisible deck effect like very easily, very simply. Now the third variation, which is actually the first version he came up with, is a version that can be done on the fly, impromptu, with any deck of cards. I actually used it last week, which is funny, where I really liked Michael Boden's presentation, where he has the person just think of a card, and then you can divide the pack into 3 piles, and you can show them each pile and ask them if they see their card in that pile. Afterwards, you're going to reassemble the deck, and you're going to tell them, I got an idea. You put the deck under the table, and you tell them, I'm going to reverse 1 card. You bring the deck out, and you ask them to just name their card as you fan the cards. And let's say, for instance, they said like the 7 of spades, for instance. You say, oh, okay, check this out, 7 of spades, right? All you're going to do is take the card out of the spread and show them that that was the card that you turned over. And that's it. Absolutely simple to perform. Great effect, impromptu, anytime, anywhere, which is why I used it last week and why you're going to use it too. Really easy to perform. So if you're looking for an invisible deck effect you can do on the fly, then this is it, really. But I tell you guys that all 3 of these are really just pure gold. Moving along to the second mental card effect from Michael Boden that we're going over, and this is called Experimental Thoughts. Now, this is a super card effect where you've probably seen some version of this. You're going to have a spectator just think of a card. You're going to be showing them groups of cards, asking them if they see the value or the suit, and you go through the deck, and then at the end you're able to just tell them the card that they're thinking of. This uses a principle that Howard Albright came up with, and I've seen a couple of different versions, but what really threw me through the loop was how Michael Boden shuffled the deck in the beginning, because this is Michael Boden's out-of-the-box thinking, which has catapulted this into another level. And what I think you're really going to like is how he streamlined the whole process. So now there's not a whole lot of memory work involved. It's all pretty much almost self-working is what I would call it, really. And I just think it's what he's added to it that has just put this in a whole nother galaxy, really, compared to other versions that exist out there. Let's just take a look at the demo.
I'm going to have you think of a playing card in just a moment. It can be any card within this pack of 52, but since you're not here, I'm going to provide a pseudo-spectator in your place. First, I'd like to show you that the cards are well mixed. It's a full pack of 52 cards. You can check them out. And in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to think of a playing card by dividing the identity up into 2 segments. First, the number, ace through king, and then the suit. So first I'm going to ask you to think of a number from ace through king. Do you have one in mind? Good. Now think of a suit, hearts, spades, diamonds, or clubs. It's really up to you. Good, so now you're thinking of a playing card. You have the number and the suit of your card. Look these cards over and tell me, do you see the number that you're thinking of? Okay, we'll try another group of cards. Just look for the number that you're thinking of. Do you see the number that you're thinking of amongst these cards? Okay, we'll try it one more time. Look at these cards. Tell me if you see the number that you're thinking of. Thank you very much. And last but not least, one more group of cards. Do you see the number that you're thinking of? Good. So far you're doing very well. By concentrating several times upon the number, we're using repetition of thoughts to hopefully send your thoughts to me. Let's try it with the suit of your card. I'm going to show you a small stack of cards again. Tell me, do you see the suit that you're thinking of, whether it be hearts, diamonds, spades, or clubs? Okay, you see it there. How about with this group here? Okay. One more time. Do you see the suit that you're thinking of? Very good. And last but not least, do you see the suit that you're thinking of, whether it be hearts, spades, diamonds, or clubs? Good. Now all I have to do is put your thoughts together and see if I can figure out which card you're merely thinking of. So I'd like for you to close your eyes, if you would, and concentrate upon your card. Send your thoughts towards me. Are you thinking of the 5 of diamonds? Yes, it was the 5 of diamonds. Thank you very much. No matter what card they think of, you always know the exact identity of their thoughts.
Moving along to our third mental card gem, and this was the first effect I ever saw of Michael Boden's. It's his priority prediction. And if you're looking for an envelope prediction effect, this is it. It doesn't get any better than this. You're going to have a card on display inside a priority envelope, and a spectator is going to be making a free choice, and it's going to match. It's that simple. There is no difficult sleight of hand. I would consider this to be semi-self-working. The prep is easy. You're going to use this. Let's watch the demo.
Priority prediction is one of my favorite prediction effects to perform. Reason being is that sealed inside of a priority envelope where everyone can see behind the cellophane is your prediction, which remains in view the entire time. The deck of cards can be shuffled by everyone at the table. The magician does not have to shuffle the cards after they come back to him. The cards are shuffled, actually mixed by everyone at the table. The selection process is extremely fair. The magician simply deals the cards, or should I say offers the cards, one at a time by tossing them on the back of the envelope and flipping them over until someone says stop. It doesn't matter how far down in the pack they go. Eventually they'll say stop, and that will be the selection. But you do want to show that they had other possibilities throughout the entire pack. To show that their prediction, the 5 of clubs, is going to match the card in the envelope, before you show the prediction, you want to point out once again that they could have stopped you further down or sooner within the deck. It would have been any card down there upon the table instead of the 5 of clubs. And the card inside of the envelope, the 5 of clubs. The perfect priority prediction.
Moving along to our fourth mental card gem, we have Michael Boden's The Real Brainwave 1 and 2. So he's going to give you 2 variations of this brainwave effect, and what makes this stand out among all other brainwave effects is that Michael Boden has breathed new life into the brainwave plot with this killer visual creative presentation. It just doesn't get any better than this. So I would tell you guys that both versions are excellent, and let's just watch the demo so you can see for yourself how visual this is. Check this out.
In just a moment, I'm going to ask you to merely think of a playing card. The card that you think of will be your selection. You may think of any card that you wish. All 52 cards are here. Don't let me influence you. However, when I snap my fingers, I'd like for you to name the card out loud. What card did you think of? The king? The king of spades? If that's good enough for you, then that's good enough for me. But you could have thought of any card. Remember that. I'm going to leave your king sticking about halfway out of the pack. I'll leave it in full view the entire time. Now, when you thought of a playing card before you named it, your brainwave pattern was very flat. And then it spiked real high and went back down to being flat after you thought of your card. This is what it looks like. I've drawn it out on the back of my card box. A very flat brainwave pattern. All of a sudden it spiked up, then it went back down to being flat once again. Well, I've drawn this pattern on the backs of my playing cards. Let me show you. This is a brainwave pattern which is very flat. No one was thinking of anything at the time. A flat brainwave pattern. But somewhere, remember your card's still in the middle somewhere there's a spike. Only one spike of a brainwave pattern. Now remember, you thought of a card, any card at all. Could it possibly be the only spiked pattern is your selection, the King of Spades? Now remember, you could have thought of any card. You could have thought of the 5 if you wanted to, or the 3 down there, the 3 of clubs, 6 of diamonds, any card whatsoever you could have thought of. But you thought of the King of Spades, the only card with a spiked mental pattern on its back. Thank you for helping. You did a great job mentally selecting the real brainwave.
Moving along to our 5th mental card gem from Michael Boden. And for some of you, this may be your favorite effect, although for me, they're all number 1 in my mind, and I would highly recommend all of these to you. But this effect is called Shades of Scarny, and this is a devastating card prediction effect. You're going to have a card out as a prediction from the get-go. You're going to have a spectator make a free choice. I just love the proving sequence where you can show them that they could have selected any of these cards, and yet the prediction matches perfectly. Now, Michael Boden's out-of-the-box thinking really shines here, especially how he has combined many elements of many different principles that we're all familiar with to come up with this effect. Now, a move which is commonly done, which is difficult for some people, Michael Boden has substituted that with something else which is super basic, easy to perform, which you're going to use. So I think you're really going to like that a lot. Let's take a quick look at the demo.
There's one card missing from this pack of cards. Reason being is I've taken one out and wrote upon it with this magic marker a prediction. The prediction is based upon a computer program which is generated from NASA. The computer organized the cards in this particular order, and that's why I'm not going to shuffle them, but the computer knows that if you say stop at any time of your choice, you will stop upon the prediction card. I deal the cards, you say stop anytime they want. The spectator can stop you anywhere they wish. Whenever they say stop, you lay the card aside, and then you want to go into the proving mode of the fact that all the cards are different. Of course, you could have stopped me anywhere along the spread. Any card could have been chosen, as you can clearly see, yet you stopped me upon one card. My prediction card was the 8 of clubs, so the computer says you should have selected the 8 of clubs. Computer technology is amazing nowadays because you chose the one and only 8 of clubs.
All right, guys, so those are my picks for Michael Boden's top 5 mental card effects, and I can't recommend these enough to you guys. They're awesome effects, and you should definitely download the instructional videos because it's only going to be available for a couple of days through WeTransfer here. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, I would highly recommend you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on reviews like this, because I'm going to be doing more Michael Boden top 5 reviews in the near future. And if you know somebody who's into magic that you think will benefit from this or will like these effects, I would highly recommend that you send them this video, tell them to subscribe to the channel, and tell them to send it to 2 friends as well. Because once the link goes cold, I'm not going to be re-uploading any more stuff for you guys. So those of you that are subscribed to the channel, you guys are the lucky ones today. Anyway, as usual, if you guys have any questions or comments about any of this stuff, any of these effects, or anything I go over on my channel, just leave them for me below. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and I really hope that you're going to get the most out of these effects like I am. All right, I'll see you on the next review.